Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. So, today we have a special topic. So, the topic is how to reignite your passion when you feel stuck in your business. So, that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I am a wife, a mother of three, a grandmother of two. I'm also a proud digital business owner and a mentor.
We also want to remind you that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinars. In this case, you will catch the replay before tomorrow's live webinar. Um, so when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register for the live webinar. That link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesdays and one for Thursdays. So you can register for either one or for both, because our live webinar is every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. Second link that you will get there is the replay link. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch up the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. Now, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Um, so you probably wonder, okay, so what I'm going to be watching on the webinar. So on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who are the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar.
Okay, so last Thursday we had our live webinar, and we have a live session every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our host last Thursday was Lydia. She's a former specialist public health nurse. We also have Cora. She's a healthcare worker. Ryan, a nurse educator, and Margarita. She's a full-time mom.
Yes, and we also have Julieta. She's an engineer. So, sorry, I missed which ones you did.
Yeah, Julieta. Mhm.
That was the only one missing?
And the other three.
Okay. And so we have Julieta, an engineer, and then Ida, healthcare assistant, and Liz, senior merchandise planner, and Tabasum, a beauty therapist. So as you see, we have different walks of life that decided to take that leap of faith to change their lives and their families' lives. So if you want to catch this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that will appear on the screen in a few moments, and then you can catch the replay. Now, our replays have subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages. That's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So if you want to catch up the replay before tomorrow's live webinar, you can register in any of the websites that appear on the screen. So now let's dive into our topic for today. So what is our topic for today?
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to reignite your passion when you feel stuck in business.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about that. And so have you ever have you ever felt stuck, but you don't know what it means to, like feeling stuck that you cannot reconnect with your fire, or sometimes you feel down that you don't have that fire inside to continue your business, uh, because you have that disconnection. So today, feeling stuck doesn't mean it's over. Okay, so it means time to reconnect with your life. So let's talk um, about how to reignite your passion and fall in love with your business again. So that's the topic for today, and that's we're gonna give you some tips on what are some of the reasons and how you can reconnect that fire again and continue your journey. So, hello again, and welcome to another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. So, today's topic is for anyone who's ever felt stuck and unmotivated, maybe even wondering if they are still on the right path. I've been there. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been there, where you get to that moment. So, but the truth the truth is passion can fade when routines becomes repetitive. Yeah. For example, me, I get bored when I do the same thing. So I need some kind of like variation, to keep myself, motivated. So results feel slow or challenges pile ups, But guess what? That spark is still there. It just need a little oxygen, to make it, uh, burn again. So today, what are we gonna be talking? Um,
Okay, today's points are why feeling stuck is part of the journey, uh, what causes passion to fade, and how to reignite the fire and move forward with purpose.
yeah, so that's what we're gonna be talking. So let's start with the first topic.
Okay, so our first point today is understanding what really causes the block. You have to really understand. When we feel stuck, it's usually not the business, it's something deeper, So that's when we have to really sit down and think about these things. So here are a few common reasons: burned out, trying to do too much without rest, and this happens a lot, especially when you have an overwhelm routine, when you have a lot going on, when you don't have enough time for yourself, and when you just feel like you're doing the same thing repeatedly, and you just don't see that break, or you don't get to do something that distracts you or gets your mind away from what you're doing, so that's one. And this connection, losing touch with our why or our mission. And this one is very important. When you feel disconnected, um, you always have to remember the why, your mission. Why are you doing whatever it is that you're doing? Like, I'm doing this business because I want more time freedom. I want quality time with my family, right? But a lot of times, because I don't know. The business has its ups and downs. Sometimes we feel discouraged, maybe. And that's the time when you have to really focus on your why. Why did you start to begin with? And that will get you back up and, and going strong in your business. And comparison, feeling like we're behind because we're watching everyone else's highlight reel. And this is hard because I feel like we all are at some point we have gotten in that trap, where we see everybody, their announcements, everything like that. They're moving fast. They're doing a lot with their lives, and we feel like we're stuck. We're just there, and we're not moving anywhere. And comparing ourselves really is not a good thing. First of all, because everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own thing. Like, you may not be doing the things the other person is doing, and instead of comparing ourselves, I think a lot of times it's a good thing to reach out and ask, what was working for you, or how you're getting the results, or focusing on what you want to do to get your own results. Like, are you putting in the effort to get your results, so comparison is not always it's not a good thing. Actually, it's not a good thing when you're comparing. You just have to think about your own journey, and whatever it is that you're doing, maybe you don't have that much time to invest in your training, in the time in your business. then you have to be happy with what you're getting out with the time that you're investing. Because if you are expecting to get the same results as someone that is maybe running their business full time, then it's not really a good comparison, because you're not comparing apples to apples. So what's the solution? Give yourself space to pause, reflect, and reset. Resetting is always a good thing, and you have to really take the time to reflect and think about the things that you're doing. Maybe you want to change your tactic, maybe you want to change the things that you're doing to get better results. So always take that time to step back, reflect, and reset, and start strong again. um, and ask, what made me excited about this business in the first place? When did it start feeling like fun? And you have to do that. Like, like I said, when you have those moments when you're down, when you're feeling discouraged, you really have to think about, why did you start to begin with? And there's a reason, and your reason has to be powerful enough to get you back up and to get you going. So clarity brings momentum, and sometimes we just need to remember why we started. And believe me, if your why is strong enough, that's all you need. Remember that and keep going. Go for the dreams that you have, and the goals that you had established at the beginning when you started.
Yes. So thank you, Isabel. So to add to it, yeah, so to causing the blocks, burnout, like same thing that Isabel mentioned, sometimes we try to do so many things. And the thing is, like, when you're doing so many things without resting, um, you keep accumulating until, eventually your body can't take it anymore. So that's why you need to take your break. We need to incorporate in order to balance that. And so we don't get burnout, is allocate some time for you. So your me time, and that's something that's what many times we forget and we neglect. So we need to focus on that, creating that me time so we can have that energy and that focus again and continue our journey. This connection of the why. Yeah, sometimes we get carried away on doing the business that we forget our why, and then like um I've been there, because sometimes, like I say, many times, this journey is like ups and downs. So I got to a point, where because of the sometimes you see the comparison of other, like the results of other, and you see like you're not getting results, and then you start wondering, but then you forget your why. But at that moment, like it says here later on, like what is the solution, give yourself a space to pause. So you think about it, you take some time for yourself, like a quiet time, and then you start reflecting. Okay, what is it that made me take this journey? What are the reasons behind? So your why. And the other thing that I took into consideration, like, do I want to go back to what I was doing, or do I want to go forward? And I came to this journey because I want to go forward. I want a better lifestyle, for me and for my family, better financial stability. So I don't want to go back to what I was, instead of going backwards, I want to go forward. So those things, when you take that moment to reflect on your life, where you're going, that makes you, redirect you, and to keep you, again motivated to keep moving forward, and remember also, what are the things that you have achieved, because you're not starting from the beginning. You already um I don't know how to say in English, but you already have moved some of your path towards your success, your final destination. So why are you gonna give up now? Look at all the milestones that you have achieved. So that will keep you motivated to keep moving forward. Um, what else can I add to this? And yeah, it, like, for example, what made me excited about this business, yeah, if there is, there's always something that you really love more in about the business. So whatever you love most focus on that, to keep you, bring that fire again, on you, and continue and create that momentum. Once you have that clarity of what you want, what you're looking for, and remembering your why, um, you're gonna keep going, and keep moving forward. So, those are the things that, sometimes stop us from moving forward. But if we acknowledge them, and then we find the solution, to it, we can continue our journey, and be stronger and overcome those, challenges that we were facing. Okay, so let's go to point number two. So, point number two. So, small shifts that make a big difference. So here's how we reignite our passion when things feels heavy. So how can you connect your passions again when you're feeling down? Well, you can reconnect with your vision. Okay, so revisit your goals. What are your goals? So refresh your vision board. So if you create a vision board is a good thing to create, because that shows the things that you are working for. It the things that, for example, your family, if you love to travel, you put that on your vision board. So if you revisit that every day, that connects to your vision while you're doing this. So it keeps you inspired, to continue your journey and visualize the life that you're building. So, you can do some meditation, some visualization, and you take some quiet time. And at the same time, that will help you to refocus, by taking that, quiet time and then just visualizing. The second one, like shake up your routine, yeah. So like I said, routine becomes, makes you, to be a little bit discouraged after a while. Like at the beginning it's good, but then eventually, it aims to the same. So sometimes you need to twist it a little bit and add something just to change that routine. So, for example, here it says try new content style. So see, we're talking about the content that you're putting, you wanna change it a little bit. So, it doesn't seem like the same thing all the time, and people are gonna get bored. So you gotta make it like a little bit spicy, just to say. Take work to a new location. So if the location that you are is not really inspiring you anymore, find another place. Maybe go to a cafe, something different, that will give you that creativity and that inspiration. So just twist it a little bit, the with the routine. The other one, it says start a passion project that excites you. So something new that you can add to your business that will help you to, create a new passion. So, for example, if you create for example, a new life, something different that you are doing, compared to the other ones, then that create a new, inspiration for you, because you want to showcase something different to your audience. Um, Now, if we go to celebrate small wins, yeah. So motivation grows when we acknowledge progress, and that's what I was talking before. Um, Many times, we forget about everything that we have achieved. So when we feel down, we can always go back to, our journal. So I would recommend, taking a journal and write on your journal every milestone that you have achieved. Um, Even if it's small ones, because those small ones, when you feel down and you go back to your journal, you can read your journal, and then that will keep you motivated. Okay, I have achieved all this so far. So let's keep going, and achieve more things along the way. So, so celebrate those small wins, because motivation grows when we acknowledge progress. And those are every small progress will take you to your final destination. So every comment, every lead, every learning moment counts. So everything that you learn, when you have your followers commenting on your post, that's a milestone, because when you started you didn't have anybody commenting on your post or liking it. So be thankful for having a comment, for having a like from your followers. Same thing for leads. We when we started we didn't have any. So when you get a lead, you say be grateful, and celebrate that, and document it on your journal. The other one is lean into community. Yeah, and this one is something that we are so blessed in this online business, because, for example, like there were two times where I fell down in my community. during my journey. But thanks to two members of the community, I was able to bounce back and continue my journey. So the community is there not only for the technical support or the knowledge, but also there for your knowledge, for your emotional support, because they understand you what you're going through, because they have been in your shoes before. They are ahead of the journey, but they already been in your shoes where you are. So they understand your feelings and what you're going through, so they're able to give you that emotional support, but also to push you back so you can go back and continue on your track, so to help you bounce back. So when we are low on belief, our community can remind us of our value, our impact, and our strength. So finding, remind you why you're doing this, your why. We're going back to the why, and also, why, what kind of impact we're making, towards others. So when we're talking about impact, we're not talking about only members in our community. We're talking about also trying to help other people, and see that there are better ways to, to have a better life. So that's the other impact that we're making here. And also our strength. Sometimes, we forget that we have some strengths, but because we're feeling down, we let it, we stop believing in ourselves. So when you have your community will help you, to bounce back and bring that belief back, that self-confidence back to yourself. So what's one small shift that help you reconnect with your passion? Drop it in the comments and let us know. I would love to hear, like, if you have been into similar situation. It doesn't have to be really about the business, like in life too, we go through that too. For the community, in this case, will be your friends or your family, that someone that has helped you, to bounce back and continue, your life or whatever situation it is. So let us know in the comments how someone, has helped you to reconnect, and how that shift make an impact on yourself. So back to you, Isabel.
Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, this is actually very good because it happens to everyone. I think we all get down. We feel demotivated. We don't have, like, we feel like we're not moving, and sometimes we feel stuck, honestly. And so, this points here that we're talking about, they do work, but you have to really take the time to do them, like reconnecting with your vision. That's very powerful, because you have to have that vision, right? When you started the business, at least when I started the business, I was passionate. I was eager to start, and I was very inspired and motivated. I was looking forward. I was what do you call it, doubting myself that I could do it, but at the same time I was excited because I was going to do something new. So I had set goals, and during the training, I learned about the vision board. I had never done a vision board before. So I had a lot of things that kept me going every day, and I was looking forward because I was learning new things. But those times when we feel down, because I keep my vision board all the time with me, right? And I look at it every day to remind myself of the things that I want. And so I look at it every day, and it's right there, where I can see it. But those days when I feel like discouraged, when I feel like I'm not gaining anything, I look at it and I tell myself, this is why you need to keep going, right? Because you need to meet those goals, because you started for a reason, and you can't give up now. So by looking at the vision board, I gained that fire again. I'm like, okay, I got to go back to it, right? And then shake up your routine. That Like Sandy said, when you do the same thing over and over, and it's repetitive every day, it gets boring, right? It's like you just don't see the point of doing it again. But the thing about this business is that you can take it to different places, you can do different things with it, and it just makes you like inspiring every day. You feel like you look forward to the next day and say, oh, tomorrow I gotta go do this, right? Like we have this lives that we do every day, and every day we have a different topic, so we look forward to that because we're so passionate about this business and we want to share this with you, right? And even when we're creating, like when I'm creating my content, I try to make it inspiring, because my target is moms. I'm trying to help as many moms as possible, so I'm always thinking about ways like, how can I inspire them to take action? How can I show them, right? And so that's a way to look at it, like, who are you trying to serve, and how can you get them to really see the things that you're doing, to get them inspired. And you can always start new projects. That's one thing that will get you fired up for real. Like when you have plans, when you have something to look forward to, you're gonna feel this how do you call it, this happiness inside you, and you're going to be looking forward, like, oh, tomorrow I have something new, or I'm going to learn something new. Maybe you have a new training, maybe you have a new class, maybe you have a new course that you're taking, a book that you're reading that you can drop because it's really good, or maybe you have started something else that you really enjoy. It could be even a hobby that you're doing, right? And then celebrating small wins. We always talk about this because I think a lot of times, people always focus on the big goal, and they're always like frustrated because they see it so far ahead and they're like, when am I going to get there? But they don't enjoy those moments, those everyday moments, those wins, those things that you're doing that is getting you closer to that. And when you don't take the time to enjoy and be grateful for the things that you're achieving every day, then it's just, it feels like you're not doing much, right? But when you sit down and you write everything that you do every day, and you're thankful for the things that you're gaining, even if they're small, then you get happy that you have learned something new, that you have done something new, that maybe you gain a new follower, maybe you gain a new lead, maybe you gain whatever it is that you're doing. It doesn't matter how big it is. The thing is, take the time to really enjoy whatever goals or whatever little milestones you're getting, so that you don't feel like you're not really doing much. And then leading to community, this is a good one, and I always recommend. We have such a large community, it's a global community, but we need to be the ones reaching out, right? Especially if we're the ones feeling down, if we are the ones needing advice, if we're the ones who are stuck, we need to really reach out, right? Know who are those members who are doing really good in the business, or are really good in the topic that you may be stuck in, and reach out to them, ask them questions, and get guidance. The good thing about our community is that we're very open and always willing to help out. So don't feel like that you're not going to get the help. And I will recommend reach out to more than one person at a time, because depending on who you're reaching out to, some of our leaders are, they have a lot on their plate, so they may not get back to you right away. It may take them a couple of days to get back, but they will get back with you. And then always you know think about the impact that you're trying to make, the impact that you're trying to make on others out there. So that's always a good thing to remember. And then your strength, we all have different strengths. What is yours? What can you do with it to help out others, or to improve even more in the things that you're doing? And I will say this topic is good, but it's also something that we have to be willing to do. Nobody's gonna come get us uh, up and going. We have to be the ones who really take the steps to revisit our vision, and to change our routine, so that we stay fired up and inspired to keep going every day, and celebrate those small wins, with the community, with other members, and feel good about the things that you're doing, because we're serving other people, so we're doing something good. So that's what I have for this one.
Okay, so let's go to point number three. Elizabeth?
Hello, guys. Good afternoon. Happy to be here.
Hello.
Yeah. Am I saying anything?
Yeah, the point number three.
Permission to pivot, reframe, and restart. Sometimes reigniting passion means giving ourselves permission to. Well, let me just elaborate on this one. There was a lady that said to me once, if you enter a bus and you're going to point A, you have every right, if you realize that mid journey you are not heading that way, you have every right to stop the bus, come down, pivot, and take the right course. So this reminds me of the analysis. Take a deep breath, pivot, change your strategy, take a break, come back stronger, and to evolve with the business we are growing. So this our business is a business that is very flexible. You can walk around your schedules. You can pause, take a pause, doesn't reduce you, and come back when you want. It's okay to grow and change. Passion isn't lost, it's rediscovered. And that is why we are here. So it's flexible. You can take a pause, you can rephrase, reframe, you can restart again. I just jump in on this call, not prepared, but I just hope I've done justice to this slide. Forgive me, guys. Are we live? We're live.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are live. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll take over in the meantime. Okay.
yeah.
Um, so so here we're talking about permission to pivot, reframe, and restart. So sometimes reigniting passion means giving ourselves permission. So to pivot our strategy. So um, when we are seeing that we're stuck, right, and something is not working, that means that we need to shift our strategy. And we have to give ourselves that, like we planned something, but it didn't work. So let's change it, and let's look for a better way. So to see if that new strategy will work. So you give yourself permission to pivot the strategy that you had initially. For the second one, to take a break and come back stronger. So this one is true. Like we were talking about before, uh, you were like one of the reasons why sometimes we feel like stuck is because we're burnout. So
Mhm.
when you feel that way, you need to take a break. Okay. And even if you give yourself like 1 day or 2 days to take a break and recharge, you know that will help you, to come back stronger. Okay. But you need that me time to be able to recuperate. But also, once you're come back stronger, remember to allocate some me time during your daily day, because otherwise you're gonna go back to the same thing, burnout. And you want to make sure that you have some time for yourself, because that time will help you to recharge, will help you to refocus and be able to allocate, your energy to all the different things that you have to allocate on that day. So for the other one, to evolve with the business, we are growing. So same thing, we are in a digital world. Okay. So digital world is not set as stone, it keeps evolving all the time. Okay.
Mm.
So you have to learn to give permission to evolve. When we say evolve, you mean to be adaptable, to be flexible, knowing that things are going to be changing and you have to adapt, you have to learn new ways, that they're not the same way that you used to do things. A good example of that, for example, we use Canva keeps changing all the time. Things that you were used to do it one way, it might not be in the same place, because now they added new things, because they don't want to be left behind either on technology. They want to be ahead of the game. So they're always evolving on that platform. So that means that you as a user, you have to evolve too at the same time. So learning those, where the new applications are, or how to use the new application. So you have to let yourself to know, to be able to evolve, to keep growing. So it's okay to grow and change. And that way, passion is not lost, because um for example, I like we were talking about repetitive things. Sometimes you get bored about doing the same thing. So evolve is good because we don't get that repetition. We get something new that we need to adapt. So and know something new that we learn. So that I think the passion is not lost if we allow ourselves to evolve and to keep growing. So and we're gonna rediscover new things that we enjoy along the way. So I've seen some of my mentees, that before this business, they didn't think that they would love to do lives, for example. But now, they rediscover that new passion on themselves. So along your journey, you will rediscover new things about you that you didn't know that you had. So that's what I want to share with this point.
Yeah, a lot of times we get frustrated when there's changes, when we think that, okay, I was getting the hang of it and they already changed it for me again. But sometimes we need those challenges. We need to be challenged so that we can keep on learning and finding new ways. And it's always so motivating when you discover the way of something new and you're like, hey, did you see how they have changed this, and now I know how it works. So it's always good to work with the team and share with them the new things that you have discovered, and train them and show them, because like Sandy said, we work online, so technology changes day by day, because everybody is trying to improve and make changes, and nobody wants to stay behind. So we really need to be adaptable. We need to be ready for these changes, and be willing to learn, because that's what this is about. It's about evolving, and finding new strategies of how you can make your business work better for you. And always when you're feeling burned out, when you're feeling tired, when you're feeling like that routine is just getting to you, always take a break. If you cannot afford to take a whole day off, at least take half of a day off. Stay away from your screen, stay away from your business, and then I can assure you, the next day you're going to come back, and you're going to come back stronger and more motivated, because you already took a step back, right? And you had time to reflect and think about the things that maybe you were doing, and now you want to do them a different way. You found new ways to make it work better for you. So sometimes it's good to take a step back, and then always be ready, to grow and to evolve with like everything else, so that you can stay how do you say so that you can stay on top of everything, and you can keep your business growing. And it's okay, change is okay. I know a lot of people are very hesitant. They don't like change, and they're always like, yeah, I'm the old school, I don't like change. But change is good. I like change because it makes me think, and it makes me adapt. It challenged me, and I'm always there, willing to learn whatever new it that is happening, right? And it's gonna reignite my passion for the things that I'm doing, and it's gonna ask for more effort on my side, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, I feel good that I have learned something new, that I have adapted to something else, and that this business is going to require change, because if we don't stay on top of the change, if we don't stay on top of everything that the technology is changing, then we're going to get behind on our business. Because if we're doing an online business, if we're on the digital space, we really need to be adaptable to all these changes, and be willing to rediscover the new what can you do better this time, how can you improve, how can you inspire other people. So that's what I have for this one, Sandy.
Thank you. Do you wanted to add something, Elizabeth, or we go to the next point?
We are great. My background is noisy. I don't want to say much, but let's move.
All right.
The children
Okay,
just came back from school.
so the key takeaway Do you want to read the key takeaway, Elizabeth?
Yes, guys, noise. So now, key takeaway from our presentation is if you're feeling stuck, remember your passion isn't gone. It's waiting to be reignited. So take a deep breath. Go back to your big, strong reason why in the first place. And trust that your next breakthrough is closer than it seems. So it's just an attitude thing. It doesn't mean the first reason that got you here is not there. Maybe you need a little motivation. And sometimes this motivation, we don't need it externally. It could be within. Take a deep breath and then go again. And your breakthrough may just be in the corner. And this is applicable in every part of our life, honestly. This takeaway today. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, so we have arrived to the end of our live. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We do have some like emojis here from Robert Peep, Abubakar Saine, Bryce Lundu, Winston Crossdale, and Fernand Pelletier. So thank you so much for all you like and heart emojis and
Thank
for watching
you.
us today. So if you want to follow us, if you don't follow us, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us a little bit more, who we are, and what type of content we post in our pages. Um, so if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen, put your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first link is to register for the live webinar. That link will take you to a page that will have two buttons. So one for Tuesday, one for Thursday, since our live webinars is every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. CST, and 8 p.m. EST. So if you, the other link is to catch up the replay link, the replay from the live webinar. So when you click on that link, you will catch up the replay of the live webinar. So you can, if you cannot make it to the live webinar, you can always catch up on that replay and watch it at your own convenience. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now you probably wonder, okay, so I register into the website with my name and email address. I go register for the live webinar. Um, and then what am I going to see on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works. And also you get to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So again, if you want to learn, you want to catch this replay from Thursday's live webinar before tomorrow's live webinar, all you have to do is register in any of the websites and we'll send you that link. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar.
Okay, so this past Thursday, we had Lydia as our host. She's a former specialist in public health nurse. And we had Cora, she's a healthcare worker. Brian is a nurse educator, and Margarita is a full time mom.
Okay, so we also have Julieta, she's an engineer. We have Ida, healthcare assistant. We have Liz, a senior merchandise planner. Tabassum, a beauty therapist. So as you see, we have all different walks of life that decided to take that leap of faith to change their life and their family's life. So if you want to catch this replay before tomorrow's live webinar, just make sure that you register in any of the websites that will appear in the screen in a few moments, and you can watch it before tomorrow's live webinar. So now our replays have subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So you can see if you want to register and catch that replay, you can register in any of the websites. Now, let's find out what is our topic for next Monday.
Okay, our topic for next Monday is creating impact through your message. How to lead with purpose online. So, if you guys are watching us on YouTube, please don't forget to set your notifications so you don't miss this topic. It's going to be really good. We're going to go in depth of how you can create an impact through your message. So, and lead with purpose online.
Yes. So we hope so that, today's topic has enlightened you, to learn, what are the things that, it might get you stuck and how to overcome those things and to be able to continue. So if you can let us know in the comments, what are the things that you enjoy about this topic, and if you have encountered yourself to, in that situation, and how did you overcome those? Because it's nice to share, and to learn, how, because this not only applies to the online business but also into life. So it's I guess it's the same thing, in a life that you can apply. So just let us know in the comments. Um, so until then, protect your energy, follow your spark, and keep showing up. So we have arrived to the end. So thank you for being here with us today. And we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday for those
Mhm.
who are on Monday, and a happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday, and happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. And again, until next Monday for another episode. So stay tuned for that for next week. Don't miss it. And wishing everyone a happy day. And God bless you all. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Have a great week.